Rightio guys, as promised, I'm back with the 10 o'clock show, the Late Night Agenda. You're very welcome to the channel. I'm your host Craig. This is, as I've said, the Late Night Agenda here on Anfield Agenda. Guys, before we start off, if you're new to the stream, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and thank you all for trying out the channel. I'm just going to wait for the chat to fill up. I see Ben is in already. Ben's quick off the mark today. We've a lot to get through. It was a cracking game of football today against Chelsea. A great ending if you're a red. If you're a blue, tough. We'll get through it all. We'll get through the chat. We'll see how people are feeling. Damo's in, Mickey Fryer's in, Nabil is in, Farrell is in, Will is in. How are we all? Have we digested the game yet? Have we gone through the result and settled? Because there's two ways we can look at this, guys. We can look at this as a point gained away at Stamford Bridge, a tough place to go, and a place where not many teams are going to get something this season. Or we can look at it that our 100% record is gone. It's up to you which way you choose to look at this. For me, I'm going to look at it in a positive sense. I'm going to take it that we got a point at Stamford Bridge and that we carry on. We're unbeaten in the league. We're 7 games in, 6 wins and 1 draw. And I love Daniel Sturridge. That's all I'm going to say. Danny, I love you, mate. Thank you so much for giving us that moment at the end of the game. It looked like it was going to be a day of frustration for the Reds, but when you've got Danny Sturridge and he's got that wand of a left peg, what a shot. What a shot. If you're a blue boy, fuck you. Sorry, said Farrell. Good evening, Reds. What a result. I'm buzzing, said Steve Lyons. Allez, 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 said Nathan. I love that. Every time I see that phrase, allez, 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 I just want to break out into song. Can't sing for shit, but I just want to break out into song anyway. Brandon Kelly is in. Brandon, how are you, sir? Said, hi, Craig. Hi, Craig. How's things, mate? I'm happy with the win today. I've said it before the match, I'd take a point at there, said Mickey Fryers. As would I, Mickey, as would I. I've been saying the same during the week. We're capable of going there and getting 3 points, but it's a difficult place to go, let's be fair. Chelsea are very much a team on form as well. Eden Hazard is at the height of his powers at the minute. Scored another great goal today, congratulations to him. But yeah, I'd have taken a point, mate, during the week. We're capable of 3, but a point is not a bad result at all. How's things? Happy with today? Said Tom Connolly. You've got to be happy with today. I mean, especially the way it ended. Sorry guys, I'm just moving stuff around here on my screen. Craig, how's things? I'm happy, buddy, said Tom. You got to be happy, don't you? You've got to be happy when the Reds put in a performance like that. Well done, Liverpool, said Imran. Nathan said leave a like. And please do, guys. If you are watching the video, it just takes 2 seconds. Just run down, hit that like button, and away we go. We've got more. We've got no more than we deserve today. In previous years, we would have gotten nothing, said Steve Lyons. That's true. How many times have we said that over the past couple of months with this team? In previous seasons, we wouldn't have gone on to win that game, or in previous seasons, we might have bottled that and we could have ended up losing the game. Again, today, in previous seasons, that could have been just another day of frustration for Liverpool at the office. We could have knocked, but just not got in. It took a moment of brilliance, let's be honest. We created chances, but it did take a moment of absolute stunning individual brilliance from Daniel Sturridge to get us the point that we absolutely deserved. Tale of missed chances, just like Wednesday, said Mickey. Love the song The Fields of Anfield Road, said Brandon Kelly. That song, as I've mentioned before, it comes from an Irish song, The Fields of Athenry, which was written by a friend of my father-in-law. So that song has a lot of meaning to our family. And The Fields of Anfield Road is just a beautiful version of it for me as a Liverpool fan. So I always love hearing that one sung. And the words are brilliant. Whoever wrote it, whoever altered the song, did a great job. Great point in my opinion. What a goal from Sturridge. Was there a watch along today, or did I miss something? Yeah, apologies to everybody who tuned in for today's watch along. Myself and Connor there was gremlins in the system, put it that way. We're having a nightmare trying to sort out and sync the audio, and it may even still be a smidgen off now, so if it is, apologies and bear with us. Connor's gone out for the evening, a well-deserved evening off with his family, so it's just me trying to get through this one. So if the audio is unsynced a small bit, we will fix it going forward, but we had massive issues this afternoon. We tried on 4 or 5 occasions to get that watch along, and we just couldn't do it. So apologies to everybody who tuned in expecting that one. Yeah, we just couldn't make it happen this afternoon. We did come back with a post-match show, but the watch along just didn't happen, and that's gutting for us because as a channel, the watch-alongs are where we grow the most and where we pick up the most subs. So it was a disappointing afternoon for us in that sense. But you know what? I traded all happily for that Daniel Sturridge goal in the 90th minute, without a shadow of a doubt. I trade all the frustration we went through this afternoon setting this up for that goal by Danny Sturridge. What a hit, son. What a fucking hit. Oh, I'm still sort of buzzing about that one. Still buzzing about it. Hazard FC. It is kind of true, but you know what? I suppose it's easy for us to say Hazard FC and that, but at the same time, when you've got a world-class player on form, because I've said before, I wouldn't rate Hazard, wouldn't want him in my team, but for other reasons. But when you've got a player that's on form like Hazard, and he is world-class on form, then do you know what? If you have to rely on him, you just hope he doesn't get injured. And they've got away with it before. We've seen Chelsea win the league previously when Hazard was on form, and they got through the season without picking up many injuries. So he's going to be key for them this season moving forward. Good away point to Chelsea. Other teams will drop points there. Are we getting the tough game? And we're getting the tough games out of the way. That is really important though, as you've said, Damo. Getting these tough games out of the way. Spurs away, done. Chelsea away, done. Manchester City at home coming up next weekend, that'll be done. As Damo's rightly said, we are ticking off these boxes and getting these major games out of the way. So far, we've 4 points out of 6 against our top 4 competitors, or the top 6, whatever you want to call it, this season. And that's not too bad, considering both those games were away from home. As I said, Blue Tick Game and called them Hazard FC. Chelsea proved they're a one-man team. I was a bit of morose all week thinking about the match, if truth be told, but I'm happy with the draw. We lost this one last season at Far Isle. Yeah, it's not an easy place to go. Like, Stamford Bridge is a tough ground. When Chelsea are up for it, it's very difficult to go there and get something. They're a good, solid team, well drilled already under Sarri, and you know the lads can hold their head up high there today. I think we were the better team by a long way. But that's not Chelsea's fault. I'm not taking anything away from Chelsea. We didn't take our chances. Tough shift for us. Like Chelsea, there was no iffy refereeing decisions today. There was nothing along those lines. It was just a good game of football. Chelsea were clinical. We weren't. And a point isn't the end of the world. Joseph Reardon says hello to everybody in the chat. Joseph, great to have you with us. We need to move on. Just made Manchester City match a must win, said Mickey. That is going to be a fucking belter of a game next weekend. Do you know what? We always think of these games. I predict goals all the time, straight away. Goals. But this could be a 1-0. We had it a couple of seasons ago, didn't we? There was a 1-0 in this game. And do you know what? I don't care. I just want the win. It's a massive, massive game. There's no doubt Manchester City are going to be very up for this. They're going to feel they owe us one. We beat them 3 times last season, twice in the Champions League, home and then away. And of course we beat them in that epic game to break their unbeaten record. So they're going to want revenge. And even without that, they're still a fantastic team with some quality players, a great manager. And, you know, they're easy on the eye. Let's give them credit. They're a good team to watch, Manchester City. And from a neutral's point of view, sitting down to enjoy Liverpool against Manchester City, it must be a great game to watch. From a fan's point of view, it's obviously going to be nerve-wracking. But if you're an outsider just looking in at this, it's a great advert for the Premier League. The game will be played the right way with 2 teams who want to win. And, you know, may the best team win. That's all you can really say. Steve Lyne said, we bossed that game from start to finish, apart from maybe 10 minutes. Hi Craig, I'm late. How long have we been on? Said Jade. We're only on a few minutes, mate. Literally, 10 minutes or so, I think. Mickey Fryer said, we need to remember most of the Chelsea team won the league and some of them twice. They're no mugs. Mark Pryor said, watch along or not, the faithful AA fans will be here at 10 o'clock. Sturridge, you beautiful bastard. Come on, you Reds, and bring on City. It's fucking great, isn't it? I mean, I'm going to be purely selfish from this point of view. I've had 2 games against Chelsea this week. Then we've got a game against Napoli and a game against Manchester City. Follow that up with the Conor McGregor fight against Khabib, and then I'm off on my holidays. So for me, from a sporting perspective, and Callum Smith obviously fighting and winning the world title last night. So for me, from a sporting point of view, this has been unbelievable. couple of weeks leading up to my holiday, and it was purely coincidental, but my holiday just happens to go and coincide with the international break, which again makes me happy because I was looking at the agenda while I'm away, and I said to you guys the channel is probably going to close down for those 2 weeks, and it most likely will. I'll do some videos from abroad on my phone and stuff, but the nightly streams won't be happening. But I've figured out that I'm only going to miss one game, and that's the game against Huddersfield. I'm going to be back in the seat. I'm going to get home the morning of the Red Star game. So I'm going to make sure I'm online for that one. Even if I've got to put matches in my eyes to stay awake, I will be here for that game. So yeah, you're just going to miss me for the Huddersfield watch along. Other than that, I won't be missing any games, which is really fucking cool. Who do you think played the best today? Asks Jaden. And Craig, what were you saying earlier about Paul and our fans? Missed it. I don't know. I don't remember saying anything about Paul. Brandon. Yeah, definitely don't remember saying anything about Paul, mate. Okay, hang on, guys. My chat is freezing here, so bear with me. Evening all, heading on the M6. Just getting home, you're keeping me company, says Anthony. Hello, Anthony. Thank you for joining us, buddy. I don't know what is up here, guys, but my chat is going all over the place. So bear with me as I try and get down to these comments. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Lindsay said, I just got the notification, clicked it in a flash. Guys, bear with me. I'm just playing around with the chat here, and I don't know why, but it's messing around here. Let me just try and sort this chat. How are the Ryder Cup gone, by the way, guys? I haven't been paying much attention to it. Okay, guys, bear with me. I'm just going to sort this chat out, because it's not playing ball for me. There you go. Now it's working. Sorry, guys. Apologies about that one. The chat just wasn't playing ball. Sometimes technology does that to you, doesn't it? Just kicks you. 10-6 to Europe. Nice. Right, I'm back. Apologies about that one. Craig, you're the best, said Jaden. Thank you, Jaden. Really kind of you, mate. Good luck, Craig. You're good luck, Craig. Sorry, said Sean. Still, my lucky jersey still hasn't seen a loss. I was shitting myself at the end of that one, guys, that the red jersey was going to have to get retired, but thankfully it did the job. Who else have we got in the chat? Go on, Europe, the Ryder Cup. The lads are playing a stormer, said Thomas Boland. I'm not a golf fan at all, but I do watch the end of the Ryder Cup. I always watch the last day. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm a glory shit or something, but I always do watch the last day of the Ryder Cup. Somebody mentioned earlier on who was the man of the match for me. Do you know, I'm still struggling to think about that one. I've thought about it since we left our stream earlier on, and I still can't make up my mind. It's really, really tough. There's probably 5 or 6 guys there that we could field today or pick for man of the match. Ooh, I'm Liverpoolian and I'd like to sing and shout. Craig, do you know the LFC song? I've no idea what you're on about, Brandon, mate. You've lost me, sorry. Evening, Craig, a good point today. However, we really must start putting these chances in the net. Goal difference could be crucial come May, said Anthony. Yeah, it's mad. I don't really like to think about goal difference this early in the season, but I must admit that I'm peeved that we're not on top of the league because of goal difference. It's nuts, and you're right. We can't rule out goal difference coming into play. The year Manchester City won the title where they beat Man United with that Aguero goal, did that end up on goal difference or was it 1 point? But either way, it could be crucial. You're right. It's an early shout to say it, but we do have to think about it at some point. First and foremost, we got to put the points on the board, and we're doing that. We've got a great start to the season. 19 points out of 21's not to be sniffed at. Jaden said, how come you weren't on today? We had gremlins in the system, but he tried 4 or 5 times. We just couldn't get the live stream to work for us. Man City prediction. 3-1 3-2. 3-2 is a flow. 3-2, but it could be one of those 1-0s. But yeah, I'm going 3-2. Maybe I'm an optimist. Maybe I'm just wanting one hell of a game, 1-1, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, then the Reds to score a winner in the 87th minute. Something along those lines would do very nicely indeed. The old heart wouldn't thank me for it, but at the end of the day, we'd be fucking delighted with that result. I'd much rather go and give them a kicking, but, they're a good side. You got to treat them with respect. They deserve it. You want to get stuck into them, of course. Not show them any respect on the field, but as fans, we have to be realistic about our predictions. Hate the Blues, always a red, said Blue Tick Gaming. Oh, Red Tick Gaming, sorry, fuck me, change your name. Sorry, how long has it been since I noticed that? Jesus Christ, that could have been like that for ages, buddy, and I just kept calling you Blue Tick Gaming, so apologies. If you changed that ages ago, I do apologise. Oh, yes, apologies. Ben said, Paul was saying Liverpool are shit, and you said, guys, kick him out. Yeah, it wasn't any of our usual Pauls, Ben. It was just some pleb that came in saying Liverpool are shit. So we just told him to get fucked and get out of the chat pretty much, mate. Do you think Milner and Henderson is negative as opposed to playing Keita? I can see how it could be perceived that way, Stephen. Yeah, do you know what? I'd probably go as far as to say yeah. A good solid midfield. Henderson and Keita, or Henderson and Milner, and there's a good solid midfield. But yes, I would say it probably lacks that little bit of creativity. Milner would be the more creative of the two, and the sad thing is, Jordan Henderson has a full repertoire of passes in his locker. Sometimes, as much as I love and respect Jordan Henderson and think he's a great captain at the club, sometimes I do watch him and I think that some of his passing is unnecessary. There's far too many little 1-2s for my liking that go nowhere, just for the sake of retaining possession. I'd like to see possession at times used a little bit more. What's the word I'm looking for? Not sparing, definitely not sparingly. I don't want him to take risks, but I'd like to take us as a team to always look forward. And I'm not saying Henderson passes the ball backwards because I'm accusing everybody of this. I'd like to see us always try and move forward. I understand trying to pull teams out of position, and I understand moving the ball from side to side. But sometimes that's just not necessary. Sometimes I see players pick up the ball in midfield and just play a 1-2 touch and just turn back around, and it's just absolutely fucking pointless. Before you receive the ball, have a look over your shoulder, see if you're in space. If you're in space, receive the ball, turn and look ahead and see what's in front of you. So sometimes when you've got a Milner and Henderson midfield, yes, sometimes it can be perceived as a little bit more defensive or a little bit negative, but that's not always a bad thing. But going forward, I said earlier on, if you were to ask me for next weekend's midfield, I would go James Milner, Gini Wijnaldum, Naby Keita. That's just my thinking. I've no idea how Klopp's going to go. I've no idea how you guys feel about that midfield, or if you'd make any changes. I also went as far as to say that I'd probably rest Mo Salah next week. Whether you play Daniel Sturridge and you move Firmino out a little bit, or whether you bring Shaqiri in, well, that's a call for you guys to make as well, or an opinion for you guys to give me. But either way, something's just not clicking up front, and it's easy to say that we just go back and forth and we keep playing them and we try and play them into confidence, but there does come a time where maybe a little bit of a rest, a little bit of a mental break for maybe Mo Salah will do him the world of good and get him back to where he believes he should be and we know he can get to. So there's just a little bit of a confidence issue, I think, with the forwards at the minute. But thankfully, the rest of the team are stepping up. And it's about fucking time, to be honest, because there's been far too long that our forwards were carrying us. So now it's great that we can, hold out or go to places like Stamford Bridge, concede a worldie, a great goal, and then hold out comfortably for the rest of the game, because I thought we controlled the game very well today. Look at City goals. I think Salah doing shit. Yeah, he's not doing great, Jaden, but he's our player, mate. We've got to support him. Look at what he did last season. Look what he's capable of. This is what we speak of when we say never walk alone and When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high. All that type of stuff. People say is cheesy. People say is nonsense. This is what it means to be a Liverpool fan, buddy. Mo Salah is amazing. Mo Salah is capable of absolute magic. And it's up to us as fans now to get behind Mo, to get behind Mane, to get behind Bobby, and let them know it's alright, guys. Keep trying what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep taking those chances. It'll come off. And when it comes off once, the next time it'll come off again. Your confidence will come back. We're still behind you 100%. We've got your back. Don't be afraid to try stuff. It's trying these amazing things that makes these fucking memories that we have. Today I felt that when Mo Salah picked up the ball on the edge of the box in the first half, he was too safe. I said it earlier on in the post-match stream. He was too safe with his first shot. He tried to just make sure he got it on target. And a Mo Salah of last season, he just aims that one for the far post and curls it in. But look, it'll happen. The hardest thing for a forward to, the hardest thing for a forward to do, I'm going to rewind there. The worst thing for a forward to do is not be getting onto the end of these crosses or not be getting into positions to score. He's getting in the right positions. It's only the last part of the puzzle that's not working for us. And it's not just Salah. We've seen it with Mane, Bobby Firmino as well. We're just 5% away. We're 95% there. We're creating the chances and it'll click. You know it'll click. But just to turn back to what I was saying, Jaden, mate, Salah could be doing shit this season. You could say he's doing shit, but I would never say Mo Salah is shit because we know clearly he isn't. We love the guy. He's our player. We got to get behind him. It's up to us as fans. You know, we need to get behind our players. He looks like he's a little bit off. He just needs one to go in and Bob's your uncle, said Joseph. Exactly. We've seen this happen time and time again with strikers. Not just at Liverpool, everywhere. They go through these rough patches. I mean, look at Alvaro Morata, for instance. I'd much rather have the Salah situation than be stuck with Alvaro Morata, who is a great player. I really rate him as a forward, but for whatever reason at Chelsea, he's just void of confidence. Tom said Salah should play versus City because City play open football and Salah will find the space to play in. Where are you heading on holiday? Asks Ben. Orlando, buddy. Always Orlando. I say always. In the last 4 or 5 years, it's been Orlando. This will be our last year we're heading over, for a few anyway, because it's expensive and we save all year for it to bring the kids over. But next year the missus wants to do up the kitchen and stuff, so there'll be no holiday to Orlando. But yeah, Orlando for 2 weeks and I cannot wait. What's your favourite songs? I don't know if you mean Liverpool songs, mate, or but if it's Liverpool songs, then for me it's Fields of Anfield Road. We spoke about it earlier on. The real Daniel Sturridge has now stood up. He's like a new signing, said Stephen Richards. It's just a fitness thing. None of us ever have any qualms about Daniel Sturridge's ability to score, and he is playing himself back into contention, absolutely. He's been excellent. 4 goals so far this season, very little minutes. As somebody pointed out earlier on, I'd love to see his goals to minutes ratio. But that one today was an absolute fucking peach. And yeah, he's every right now to be knocking on the gaffer's door and saying, I think I'm ready to start. Put me in. I haven't let you down. And Jurgen Klopp is going to have to get to a point where he says, you know what, Danny, you're right, mate. I'm playing. Sean said, you okay, Craig? You don't seem yourself. I'm sound. Absolutely sound, mate. A little bit tired, but I'm sound. Sturridge needs to start versus Napoli, said Red Tick Gaming. I think that's a good show. It's going to be a difficult game. Somebody asked me earlier on, do I think Fabinho would start? And I don't, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if he did. What do you guys think we're going to put out? What type of team do you think we're going to put out versus Napoli on Wednesday? Again, for me, Manchester City next weekend is the big game. But you can't just keep ignoring these midweek games or saying that, yeah, it'll be fine, we'll just muddle through this one and we'll go for next weekend, because Champions League games are big games. A point away at Napoli will be no mean result whatsoever, but At the same time, I'm like laser focused on the Premier League, but you're in the fucking Champions League. You can't just treat the Champions League like the group stages don't matter and the real stuff only starts when the knockout stages kick in. Particularly when you're in a group with Paris Saint-Germain, Napoli, Liverpool, and really difficult away game at Red Star Belgrade as well. So it is difficult to pick a side to go over there to Napoli, but at the same time, Napoli aren't the team they were last season. They got beaten 3-1 today by Juventus as well. They've got a new manager there, obviously, with Sarri gone to Chelsea, a manager who, you know, we know is an excellent manager, but at the same time, they're getting used to a new way of work and a new way of playing. Their stadium isn't going to be that intimidating. It will be perhaps from an audio level, but the pitch has the running track around it, so it's quite far away from the fans. Having watched Napoli quite a bit over the past few years, their fans will be loud and boisterous, but I'm worried about how intimidating a way Red Star is going to be. And look, I'm sure the players will be able to handle it 100%, but if you're talking about intimidating atmospheres to go and play in, then Red Star is going to be probably one of the worst. I say worst, but I mean that in a good way. I'm not accusing them of being thugs or anything like that. I just mean it's going to be loud, boisterous, flares. It's going to be like air coach meetings on steroids, basically. So the game against Napoli is a tricky one to pick a team for. Naby Keita to start will probably be a good show. Kleiny maybe to come in for Trent to give him a bit of a break. I'd probably still play Robbo if I'm being honest. I don't want Alberto Moreno going over there and playing left back and giving them another area they can exploit. Centre backs, I'd rest Virgil van Dijk. If I'm being honest, I would rest Virgil van Dijk and I would probably play Joel Matip there. Of course, if Van Dijk's not feeling anything from his ribs, that's a different story, but you like to give him the week before the next game anyway. The forwards is where the real team selection headache, I think, will come in. Sturridge need to start versus Napoli. We've said that one. Love the new Naby Keita La Bamba song. It's a fucking belter, isn't it? I was playing it the other day in the sitting room and the missus and the young lad were actually singing it as well. It's brilliant. Liverpool fans are fucking awesome. They're so ingenious when it comes to writing songs or just finding lyrics that works in other songs. I couldn't do it. I have to say, I'm the least creative person in the world. He does look a little bit off. He just needs one to go in and Bob's your uncle. What else have we got? Shaqiri has been impressive, said Stephen Richards. I thought today was probably his least impressive display since he's come in. Just my opinion, and I know he didn't play the entire game. I thought his free kick today was very disappointing. The one the other week that ended up with Salah scoring was a fucking peach, but today free kick was a bit disappointing. The one he missed obviously is a sitter, let's be honest. And I just thought at times he was trying that little bit too hard. Like he felt he had to come on and make an impact because he really wants to get into that starting 11. And that's a good thing in one way, but at the same time, you need him to stay a bit more calm. You want that work rate, you want the work ethic that he's shown, but sometimes players can be a little bit too eager to please. And I think Klopp just needs to perhaps rein him in a little bit. Special mention to Gomez today. He was immense. People forget he's not played as centre-back before us, although he is a centre-back. Not played at centre-back for us, excuse me, Fitzy. Although he is a centre-back, so good on the ball and complements Virgil van Dijk so well. Man of the match for me. The young man just keeps getting better and better, Fitzy. It's a good show. He's been solid as a rock this season. Last season, we spoke about this numerous times. There was a couple of occasions where he was caught ball watching. But this season he looks like he has absolutely learned his lessons and he's come back looking like a cultured, world-class, composed centre-back. The player that we'd all hoped would partner Virgil van Dijk long-term. So, yeah, everything's coming up roses for Kloppo with regards to the plans he'd made for the future. Everything seems to be just falling into place. I say falling into place I say that like he's done no fucking work. I mean, all Jurgen Klopp's hard work is starting to pay off for him. Anyone that thought Salah was going to light it up again is betting with the heart. Salah will be fine. It's just the teams are paying more attention to him, said Tom. Exactly. And I've said this from the very start of the season and I'm going to continue to say it. I don't give a shit who scores the goals for Liverpool as long as we pick up the 3 points. It's a team game. We want the team to lift the league lift the Premier League title in May. If anybody picks up an individual award, brilliant. But at the end of the day, it's all about one thing. It's all about pulling in the one direction to get Liverpool to where we want to be. 4-0 versus Napoli for Red Tick Gaming, and 3-1 versus Manchester City. They're his 2 early predictions. I'm a little bit caught up actually. Where's that comment gone? Was it Brandon that said? Who was it said, Craigie, okay today, you don't look yourself? That one's thrown me off a little bit. I'm wondering what I'm coming across a bit weird or something today, because I'm certainly fine. Sarri seems like a decent fella, said somebody. Anthony Peters' team versus Manchester City is Alisson, Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robbo, Naby, Hendo, Gini, Mane, Bobby and Salah. Just going through the team there again. That's exactly my team as well, mate, but I wouldn't mind seeing Salah get a break for Sturridge. But other than that, I'm completely with you. Today was Daniel Sturridge's 50th goal for us, said Stephen Richards. And what a way to mark your 50th goal. He scored some belters for us, hasn't he, since he's been here? That goal today reminded me of Henderson's goal against Chelsea, although Hendos was on his right foot at the very start of the season. I think it was 2 seasons ago. At Chelsea, Hendo scored an absolute peach. It was the year Conte came in, actually. The year Chelsea won the title. Conte's first year in the job. Start of the season, we went there, destroyed them, and Hendo scored a worldie. Very similar. Damo said, Klopp said it's just something that Salah has to go through. He also said previously that fans expect players to score, but Klopp and the players never expect to score. Good. I'm so glad that the gaffer is saying these things, making all the right noises, protecting his players, as you'd expect. I'm sure behind the scenes, Klopp is just reaffirming to Mo Salah how good he is, what he's capable of, to relax, calm down, making sure he knows he's loved at the club, all the right things, because he's an excellent man manager, let's be honest. There's not many better in the business than Jurgen Klopp. Louis said, Craig, do you reckon we're missing an attacking midfielder and that's why the front 3 aren't clicking, because we used to have Ox in that sort of position? Yes, yes, and forever yes. With regards to missing an attacking midfielder, I don't want to lay the blame on that. That's why the front 3 aren't clicking yet, but absolutely, I think we're missing that player. It's no secret that Jurgen Klopp wanted to bring in Nabil Fekir. He brought in Shaqiri, who can play in that position, but maybe isn't quite up to the level that Fekir would be, or that perhaps Oxlade-Chamberlain in full flow would be. And Shaqiri could get there, but I'm just talking about what we've seen so far. Yes, I do think we're missing that link, mate, you're right. I'm not talking about a Coutinho type player here, but I am talking about somebody who can link attack and midfield. If you have a midfield duo then of Milner and Keita with this player ahead of them, brilliant. Or you've got a midfield duo there of Henderson and Keita, or Gini and Keita, or Gini and Henderson, whichever way you want to double up. I think maybe, yes, an attacking mid at times would be something we could do with, but we are where we are. Hopefully Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain gets back after Christmas. We have to basically ride off this season for him, because it's going to be just him getting back to fitness. But look, the future's bright. These are small little things we're picking holes in, and it's great to be doing that rather than saying, will we ever get a left back? Will we ever get a goalkeeper? Surely they know we need a striker. All these things we spoke about over the years that now we don't have to worry about, because we have Alisson Becker in there. We've got Robbo. We've got Virgil van Dijk in the centre of defence. Everything is good. These are just small little tweaks that we're talking about. But I suppose that could be the difference between first place and second place. Craig, do you think it's doing that good? I think they're all doing good, especially left back and Robbo are doing class. The 2 full backs, mate, Robbo and Trent, I cannot speak highly enough of them, Jaden. They're absolute worldies, honest to God. For players that basically have had, 2 years-ish between them at the very top level now, they just look like they've been made for it. They look like they were just groomed to play in these positions at this level. They've both taken the step up like a duck to water. It's beautiful to see. I cannot speak highly enough of whoever it was that decided to go after Andy Robertson, whoever it was that looked at him at Hull and went, yes, him, we'll have him, please. Because it was a masterstroke, an absolute masterstroke. Trent got a little bit lucky. Sometimes when you're a professional footballer, and we've heard these stories before, you get your break when somebody gets injured. And Nathaniel Klein had a long time out with injury, and Trent got his chance. Now, he's had opportunities before and he's played well, but he got a real chance when Kleiny went out. And not only did he not let himself down, he excelled in the position. And he made it so much his that even when Klein became fit, it was clear. There was no doubt in fans' minds who the starting right back was. And that was 19-year-old Trent Alexander-Arnold. So sometimes you have to have that little bit of luck, but you also have to have the self-belief and the courage to take your opportunity when it comes. And the greats have that. The real top-notch players over the years have that. And we've seen it with Trent. We've seen it with Gerrard before. We've seen it with Robbie Fowler, Michael Owen. All these guys seized their chances when they got it and then went on and had great careers. Stephen Richards said he'd play Shaqiri against Napoli. Malik said start with a full strength 11 and then take them off. If we were to go, say, 2 ahead around the hour mark. Yeah, it's always great, these things in theory, but very, very rarely does these things work out for us. Ben said, I've made a meme on the channel. Do share that one with me, mate. Evening, Craig and all the Reds. What happened to the watch along? I feel like I'm going to have to write a sign and put it around my neck at this point and just hold it up saying, I'm sorry, we fucked up. Basically there was gremlins in the system, but we just couldn't get it to work. We had 4 or 5 attempts at it. The audio and the video just were not syncing properly for us, and I'd rather just not do something than not do it right, so we just decided to give it a miss. Why are people going on about Salah? Would they rather him score every game for us and draw 3-3 like last season? He'll get at least 20 goals, but he'll pick at least 1 trophy up this season. Exactly. Neil's kind of thinking along the same lines as me. Don't expect the same numbers from last year. Was just fucking amazing and he lit up Europe, but at the end of the day it is about lifting up trophies and not about Mo Salah, Sadio Mane picking up the award or the Golden Boot at the end of the year. If that happens, great, but as Neil's pointed out, it's all about picking up the wins, it's all about the 3 points, and it's all about the team going for that Premier League title. Craig Zidane is learning English, said Stephen Richards. Good for him. Even if he does learn English and come in, he's still going to be looking at a team that has Fellaini, McTominay, a 33 or 34-year-old fullback, Jones, Smalling, Bailly, Lindelof, Sanchez, who is useless at this moment in time. So there's a lot of work to do there. Whoever comes into Manchester United is going to have a shit lot of work to do. And we're speaking like Jose Mourinho's got the bullet, but I was watching a little bit of something popped up earlier on from Mark Goldbridge's channel, and I was watching a little bit of him talking, and he was basically taking some comments from his listeners, and they were saying that sometimes they feel like Jose's almost daring the board to sack him, that he's almost playing McTominay at centre back or playing players out of position just to prove to the board that he's short, almost self-sabotaging. That could be true, and I've no doubt that a gaffer could come into Manchester United and get more out of the players that are there, but either way, even if Zidane does come in there, they're going to have to really back him financially because they're a good way behind at this moment in time. Fizzy said, thoughts on Lallana's future at Anfield and would you take Ramsey? Lallana, yeah, I honestly don't know how I feel about that dude at the minute. I did say in the summer, and you guys probably remember, I mentioned saying that I think that will be the summer to sell Lallana. He was at that stage in his career where you could probably get a decent fee for him. I like the guy. I just think we may have moved a little bit past Adam Lallana with the level that we're at the same time where he may be slightly on the slide. I don't want to disrespect the guy because he can be a quality footballer, very gifted technically, and has done some great things for us. But between his injuries, his age, and look, age, you can say fuck his age, look at James Milner. I just feel that he's not the same player anymore. Or maybe we've just changed the system, or we've just moved our level up. But either way, I don't see a long future for him. I think this summer, perhaps, and then he'll move on. Ramsey, no, I wouldn't take. I think he's a good footballer. I just think for the wages that he's going to want, I'd rather see us go and get somebody who'd be top of Klopp's list. But I have to say, I do think Aaron Ramsey is a good footballer, so I'm not slagging him off or anything like that. Just seen West Ham's second brilliant goal, said Stephen. I haven't watched any of the goals yet, mate. Where's that one? There was something there that said Craig, newsflash, just reintroduced myself. Lilt is still here, has a totally tropical taste. I like Lilt, I have to say, man. I do like a can of Lilt. Ben said, I'm the Joker on the channel. Fair enough, mate. Feel free to be funny at any point and prove your Joker status. Isn't it brilliant that Jose's too greedy and too thick to quit? Watch him drag United down. Fuck them, mate. Fuck United. I keep saying it. Fuck United. Fuck Mark Goldbridge. Fuck Jose. Leave them to it. Let them wallow in their pit of misery, and it's what they deserve. Craig, just catching the United game. West Ham tore them apart. Yeah, look, West Ham have been playing some decent stuff. They got the win against Everton, and obviously they got a bit of confidence when today beat United, so well done to them. They did make some decent signings over the summer, to be fair. Scary to think that people are worried about these guys. They're not robots. They haven't even got out first gear yet, so chill, the lads will be banging them in soon, said Red or Dead. Exactly, well said. I agree, fully agree. Red Tick Gaming said, Liverpool issues decision making, outside the box shooting, and creative playmaker needed. Sanchez couldn't lift my balls, Craig, said Gary Richards. I don't know if either you have a massive pair of balls there, Gary, or if you're saying Sanchez is a weak little kitten, but either way, well done for working your balls into the sentence. It's always good as a man when you can include your balls in a sentence somewhere. I'm forever using mine as in a sentence, particularly with my wife when I'm telling her to go and ask me. There was another one there. Where was it? United are a joke. Skulls on BT's funny. Fuck them. Read somewhere United have to pay Jose 26 million to terminate his contract. Probably. That wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. But again, fuck them. AS Empire said, don't worry about Salah. Former is temporary. Class is permanent. And he is world class. I'm just gutted we haven't got a Coutinho type player. I don't think we need that Coutinho type player, because Coutinho in our system often seemed like a luxury. He was a great footballer, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Coutinho's not a great footballer, but slightly different. We need somebody with a little bit more lively, I think, than Coutinho. Look, as I said, skill wise the guy has it all, but Fekir would be more suited to our system, I think, somebody like that. It's crazy how you can pick up an injury and be forgotten. You mentioned Klein, it's happened now at Lallana. Football moves so quickly. Lallana was key in 16-17. Yeah, it can be a very unforgiving business at times. People often say there's no sentiment in football. And there can't afford to be, really, because managers are under a shit ton of pressure. You can't afford to drop many points if you want to win anything these days. The standard in the league is so high. The calibre of players at the football club has increased as well. So yeah, if you get injured, it can be really tough to get back at times. Skipper Dog said, Lallana is finished unfortunately. Do you think we'll go for an attacking midfielder in January? I don't. I actually don't see us doing much business this January at all. Unless something perhaps popped up or we pick up a serious injury. Nah, I don't see many people being signed this January at all. I see us maybe losing a couple going out, but other than that, nah, we know Klopp isn't a massive fan of the January window, and I don't know. No, is the honest answer. I don't think we're going to get anybody in January. Hi Craig, just subscribe, loving the shows, says Weather Dead 18. Thank you very much, mate. Really great to have you with us. And I don't think I've mentioned it yet on the stream. If, like Weather Dead, you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys. It's great to have new Reds involved in the channel. We are a community channel here at Anfield Agenda. What I mean by that is we're not here to make money. We're not here to line our pockets. Any money we bring into the channel, we reinvest in equipment or we give away prizes and stuff. As I said the other day, we are launching another giveaway with our friends at scoredraw.com. That competition will be launched fully on Monday. We do have a tweet up now on the Anfield Agenda Twitter account that asks you to pick out your favourite Score Draw shirt from the 15 retro shirts they have of Liverpool. If you get a chance, have a look on there. Let me know which shirt you like. We're going to put the top 4 into a vote on Monday. That's where the competition will start. So we'll give you full details of that on Monday, and we'll be giving away that Score Draw retro shirt. Whichever one you want, you can go in, pick any of the 15 Liverpool shirts in their collection, and we'll get that one sent out to you. The winner will be picked on Wednesday. And again, thank you to scoredraw.com for constantly looking after us. If you guys want a 10% discount code, go on to scoredraw.com and put in 3SCORE10. That's the number 3, the word score, all uppercase, and the number 10, and that'll get you 10% off absolutely anything on scoredraw.com, any other products, and they're great. And if you don't know who Scoredraw are, they're basically the crowd that make all the retro Liverpool shirts. So if you go into the Liverpool club store and you see all these wonderful shirts, it's them. They make the shirts. So check them out. Prices are really reasonable, but you've got a 10% discount code as well. And before anybody asks, no, this isn't one of those codes where I give it to you, you go in and we make money off it, because we don't work that way on this channel. We just want to give away free shit. So ScoreDraw are kind enough to give us shirts to give away to our subscribers, and that's the way we work it, because we don't have any interest in making money. We just want to survive on here, buy some new equipment at times. Other than that, everything we get, we invest back into the channel, because we don't feel like one of us owns this. It's a community project. We're a family, and if you've just subbed, welcome to the family. I think you'll find really soon that it is a family on here. What else is there? Craig, Lallana would be okay at the likes of Wolves or Brighton. Oh, he still have a good career, mate. Don't get me wrong. Lallana could still offer an awful lot to this league for a club. I just don't think... Do you know, weirdly, I think he'd be fucking brilliant for Everton. I think he's an Everton fan, if memory serves correct. Could be wrong on that one, but I have in the back of my mind somewhere that he's an Everton fan. Somewhere like Everton, I think he'd do really well. Not that, of course, we're going to sell him to Everton, because that ain't going to happen. Who dominated the match today? Liverpool. Being honest, without being biased, Liverpool were by far the better side today. Chelsea were clinical. We weren't. We missed a lot of chances. But yeah, I think we were by far the better team. And I'm not just saying that to be biased. I think during the week it was a 50-50 game. But today, honestly, I think we were the better team. Raptor said, hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. Craig, Anfield Agenda is a family and you're the daddy. Not sure how I feel about that. Can I not be the madam? I feel like I'd be a better madam than I would be a daddy. So, yeah, call me a madam and I'm in charge of all you hoes on the channel. That's more like us, isn't it? Yes, he is an Everton fan. His dad was, and he used to go to the games with his dad, said Fitzy. Alisson made 2 important saves. Willian and Hazard, he's a beast. 66 million looks a bargain, said Paul. He did make some cracking saves today. That jersey though, fucking hell. I don't think there is a more vibrant colour pink in the world than the one that Alisson Becker was wearing today. Fucking hell. That is Barbie. Barbie would be embarrassed at how pink that pink was. Craig is our pimp, said Joseph. Now you're getting it. Now we're going in the right direction. Sturridge should get goal of the month, said Yasser. Oh, I don't know, mate. There's been some fucking belters this week. In the Premier League, though, yeah, perhaps, because the others were in cup games and stuff. But fuck me, it's been a week for good goals, hasn't it? We had Harry Wilson's, obviously, against Manchester United. We had the goal for Sheffield Wednesday. We had Danny Sturridge's today. We had Eden Hazard's against us in midweek. There's been some absolute crackers this week. Nobody talking about big Virgil or Alisson's price now. They're worth every penny, the two of them, said Damo. If Alisson doesn't make those saves, Sturridge doesn't save the day, and it's all doom and gloom on here, said Malik, which is correct. I still haven't had to do a competitive stream. Oh, I did. We lost during the week. No, scratch that. Haven't had to do a league stream where we lost yet. I'm going to stick with that one. Can I be the granddaddy then, said the Raptor. Yes, mate, of course you can. Grandpapa. Would you take Czech on a free as a number 2? No, I'd rather give it to Creevy and Callagher, Lee, if I'm being honest. I'm one of these people that I don't believe in bringing young goalkeepers through and then not doing anything with them. Like, I was really frustrated at the lack of opportunities that was given to Danny Ward before he left. Looking at the way we are now, I think we'd have been much better placed to move on Mignolet and Karius and have Danny Ward as backup to Alisson Becker. I don't understand it. So no, I'd rather have Creevy and Kelleher step up as the backup keeper. In other words, what's the point in having them at the club? That pink was better than Man United's pink. Yeah, definitely. At least it was a pink. Whereas people said before, United's pink looks like somebody washed their Mrs. Red jocks in with their white t-shirt. Lalana's dad said he'll never support the team his son plays for. Fair enough. I bet you he's fucking enjoying the money that club is paying his son in wages. Guarantee you that one. Loved Harry Wilson's celebration in midweek. Shades of Torres against the Manx. Yeah, he put up the L5 symbol, didn't he? Fair play to him. Alisson was immense today, said Lalou. That was the only stream I missed and then we lost. I'll never miss one again, said Joseph Reardon. I'm going to hold you to that, mate. If we ever do lose one again, you're a fucking fault. Danny Ward's attitude got him moved on, said Stephen Richards. Maybe you know something I don't on that one, mate. I have heard murmurings of similar things, but I can only speak on what I know, and I haven't heard anything concrete on it, but you must know something I don't, mate, so I'll bow to your knowledge on that one. Fuck him, said Joseph Reardon. De Gea concedes more goals today than Liverpool have all season. Well, I think we're level now, aren't we? He conceded 3 today, and isn't that the 3rd goal we've conceded in the league this year? Still didn't see that Harry Wilson goal. Heard it was a cracker. Oh, Joseph. It wasn't just a cracker, mate. This was a fucking worldie of a free kick. Honest to God. You probably won't see a better free kick this season. It was stunning from Harry Wilson. Absolutely stunning. Worst ITK on LFC Twitter. Oh God, it's a competition. Grizz Khan, he's awful. Who else is there? God, there's a few of them, mate. Grizz Khan, as I spoke about. And I used to work with Grizz. I have to be clear about this. I used to do podcasts with Grizz. I think, I don't follow him anymore. In fact, I've blocked the guy. And I'm sure he's blocked me as well. But he's known as an ITK, and I've nothing against Grizz. I'm just going off other people's stories. Some people look at Graham Kelly as an ITK. I actually think Graham Kelly's somebody who has got knowledge on what's going on at Liverpool. There's that other guy, Mutaz Cheed. He's a fucking arsehole, that fella. An absolute fraud if ever there was one. Harry Wilson needs to stay here next season. What's an ITK? It's an in the know, mate. Sorry. So when someone says ITK, they mean somebody who pretends to have inside information on the club, or somebody who, pretends that they heard so and so is moving, or their mate's an agent and they told them this, that, and the other. Basically, somebody who lies on Twitter to get followers. Ward at Leicester. Don't think he's played much. Maybe a cup game or two, said Damo. He put his fingers up to United. Class. Craig, next season we have Brewster and Wilson. Wow. I can't wait to see Ryan Brewster get some minutes. I really can't. Alisson looks like a demigod, said Lalou. Sturridge's goal is a beauty. He's got to be in the team next week, said Gary. Next week, yeah, as I said, for me, I could understand him replacing Salah, but as somebody pointed out, with the space that might be available next week, Salah's pace could be the difference. So I don't know, it's a tough call to make. I'd certainly think he deserves a shot at Napoli. Do we have a recall clause on Harry Wilson? Honestly don't know, Fitzy. I haven't got a clue, mate. Fitzy said Grizz Khan is such a fraud, it's unreal. Grizz Khan is awful, said Damo. Yeah, look, I'm biting my tongue on that situation. Yeah, I could say a lot of things, but it's not my place to do so, so I'm not going to. Which was your favourite season out of 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18? Mine was 17, 18. I'd probably shade 17, 18, Ben. 13, 14 was a belter, don't get me wrong. We know how it ended, but at the same time, again, some amazing games, some amazing memories, but last year was beautiful. Like, some of the football we played, to go away to Porto and give them the heighting we did, we were just unstoppable at times. I think last year is some of the best football I've ever seen Liverpool playing. Stephen said, Craig, I follow an Irish fella on Facebook. Willie Murphy seems to know his stuff. I'm not on Facebook, Stephen. I'm really anti-Facebook, buddy, for a variety of reasons. None of them like anything to do with fucking them harvesting your details around. Nothing that technical. I just think they're a bunch of pricks, if I'm being honest. I don't mean the people, I mean the whole fucking site. I hate it. Neil said, Ben Woodburn is having a nightmare on loan. What's going on with the lad? I haven't been following him too much, Neil. I know he's at Sheffield United, but I haven't heard much of his name in the news. So yeah, he mustn't be doing much, but as I said, I'm not really following his loan. Does anyone know how our front three performed today? And if we had to buy a new player for our front three this January, who would you all pick? Well, of course, we know how the front three performed today, mate. Not great is probably the answer. They weren't awful at all. Salah was the worst of the bunch, I'd say. I think that's fair. But again, we just weren't clinical enough, and we were just one pass short or one final touch short of the finishes that we needed. Red or Dead said, ITK are United fans hiding, trying to cause bullshit for ours. It's a desperate hope for more followers. They've no clue about our club. Some of them, maybe, but unfortunately, some of these fuckers are Liverpool fans. Gark was on BT before Rio agreed with him. I was doing the post-match stream. I was talking to you guys on there, and my TV was behind the camera, and all of a sudden I see Gark's big fucking puss in 51-inch screen ahead of me, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, get this prick off my screen. It's bad enough seeing him on my phone without having him in 51-inch view right in front of me. It was a scary thought. Sturridge to start versus Napoli. Salah needs to be rested, says Tom. The guy who owns Facebook looks like a lizard, said Ben. I wouldn't mind his money, to be fair. As Moreno will leave on a free next season, who would you like to see as backup left back? Also, leave your comments in the chat who you think we should sign. I've no idea, mate, about left back. I'd have to have a look through the youth system and see who's coming up, see if there's anybody there that could fill in. I'd always try and fill a backup spot with a youth player if possible. And signing, my answer to that's Christian Pulisic. It's the same answer I've been given for months now. That's who I want us to sign next. Damo said 17-18 was amazing and it'll be a base for us to kick on. Pogba's having a nightmare too, got subbed off today. Good, fuck him. I think Mane should get a rest. He's at a risk of burnout and it showed today. Yeah, that World Cup, man, I think that World Cup has done nobody any fucking favours, and it will affect the quality of the entire league at times, I think. As you said, Mane looks a little bit burnt out. Salah looks like he hasn't got back to fitness yet, and it's not just our club. Other clubs are suffering with similar situations. Craig Lilt 0 is the way forward. Daya Chav is the way forward, Steve, and I thought we'd put that to bed, mate. Lee said, I just had sound, heard Gark and said fuck off. Louise said, hi Craig, made it with the draw, believe Sturridge's goal was brilliant. Oh, Louise, it was an absolute worldie. Stunning. Outside of the box, about 20-25 yards out, left foot, curling with the inside of the foot, or the instep of the foot, away from the goalkeeper into the far top corner. It was beautiful. Kepa tried everything. He made a really good effort at it, but he just couldn't get his arm across high enough. And it's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, Louise. If you get a chance, I'm not sure if you mean you haven't seen the goal yet, but it's one of those you could just watch back over and over. It was an absolute stunning goal from Daniel Sturridge. Wearing your candy shirt, Craig. I squinted, it looks like you're Steve McMahon. I've been called a few things, mate. Steve McMahon wasn't one. Who was it somebody called? Dominic? No, not who was it somebody called me? Ah, fuck, I can't think of his name. Anyway, it's not important. Most significant moment so far in Klopp's reign as Liverpool manager. Ooh, that's a tough one. You're full of questions tonight, Fitzy. Signing Virgil van Dijk, I'm going to say. Yeah, I'm going to go with signing Virgil van Dijk. Craig still loves the diet, chav. You better, Stephen. It's the drink of the future, man. It's the drink of the gods. Tom, mate, he cost us this time around again. He should be ready whenever he's called upon. We need to get rid of him. He's rubbish. Anybody remember banana lilt? No, mate. Never, ever heard of that. Stephen said, Craig, Louise is my girlfriend. Could she be made a blue spanner, please? Done. There you go. Done. Welcome to the Blue Spanner Ultras. Oh, yes, sir. You're not a blue spanner either, mate. Hang on. You deserve to be a blue spanner as well. Where is it? That one? Done. Yes, sir. I can't believe you. Gary, you weren't a blue spanner either. Look at this. Connor's going to be doing his fucking nut when he comes back. There you go. See, Adam Lewis is training with the first team. Is Klopp getting fed up with Moreno? I hope so. I think we all fucking hope so. How does one become a blue spanner ultra? I don't know. There's not really any fucking... There you go. Have a blue spanner. Anthony, you can have one as well. Sure, why not? There you go. Use your powers wisely, guys. So basically the blue spanners let people hide people's chat, boo people out who were acting the asshole, time people out for a while, all that type of stuff. Would say the most significant moment in Klopp's reign was the win against Watford in 2017 when Emre Can scores that worldie. Had so many injuries and pulled through, finished fourth, a point ahead of fifth. That's a good show. And what a fucking goal that was, Fitzy. What a goal by that Juventus player. No, but in all seriousness, beautiful goal. If I remember correctly, Lucas set him up for that one. I think Lucas Leiva set him up for it, but what a goal. You're welcome, guys, by the way. No problem. Guys, do you know what? I'm going to call it a night if that's okay. I'm absolutely knackered, and this is my fourth stream of the day, so yeah. Is there a certain thing you need to do to get a spanner? No, sure, you can have one as well. Hang on. For starters, you can change your fucking name to Ben. That would be nice. Nah, wrong one. Sorry. I keep trying to do it, but I keep moving to the wrong one. There you go. There you go, Ben. Right, guys. I am going to call it a night because I'm absolutely knackered and my voice is shot. We'll be back tomorrow, of course, and we'll have a proper chat about today's game. We'll look ahead to the game on Wednesday. As always, if you're watching and you haven't yet hit the subscribe button, please do so. I hope you all enjoyed the game today. We got a good result in the end. It looked like it wasn't going to be our night, but Danny Sturridge stepped up with a moment of brilliance and gave us all some sweet dreams. So thank you very much to everybody who joined us on the stream. Don't forget to hit that like button before you head off, guys. Please do. It takes 1 second, but it means a lot. Just hit that thumbs up button and, of course, hit the subscribe button. Until next time, guys, up the motherfucking Reds.